Hey, what's good, family? So, user Izzy Wizzy left a comment mentioning something about sampling from an iPad into Machine. Thanks, Izzy Wizzy, for the comment and for watching. So, with that, I decided to put together this quick tutorial on how to sample from your iPad into Machine using just the Lightning cable. No extra hardware or wires are needed. So this video applies to iPhones, iPads, and the Mac OS. So no disrespect to my PC and Android brothers and sisters, but you can probably stop watching now and go back to Pornhub. So now that the crude and tasteless humor is out the way, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is open your audio MIDI setup. Next, go to Windows, then Show Audio Devices. So I went over aggregate devices in a previous video, but here it is again briefly for those who didn't get the memo. So click on the plus on the bottom right hand corner, then choose Create Aggregate Device. Next, plug in your iPad or iPhone. So once your iOS device is connected, you're going to see it pop up here in the audio device window. Click Enable so your computer now will recognize your iPad or iPhone as an audio device. Now make sure the aggregate device you just created is selected. Now your screen may look slightly different depending on what interface you have, but you're going to want to select your main interface and your iOS device. So I'm glad I made this mistake. Well, it's not really a mistake, but the order in which you select the devices matters. Now what you want to do is select the iPad first, then add your audio device second. This ensures that the iPad inputs are on 1 and 2, not 29 and 30, which will make life way easier when we get back to the setup in Machine. So the final step here is to give your aggregate device a meaningful name. I called mine iPad, but you can call yours Colin Kaepernick if that makes more sense to you. So real quick, all an aggregate device is just a way to tell the computer to look at multiple devices as one unit. So now you can close out of your audio MIDI setup. Now launch Machine if it's not already running. The next step is to set up Machine to monitor the audio coming from the iPad. Open Preferences, then select Audio. In the device menu, select the aggregate that we just created. Now I don't know about you, but I like to keep my buffer settings set as low as possible to minimize any latency. Usually inputs 1 and 2 will default to inputs front left and front right. So front left and front right are just the outputs from your iPad. Now why they call it that, I don't know. So now we're all set up and ready to sample into Machine. So I'm going to be sampling from an app called Fieldscaper. So go into sample mode and make sure external stereo source and inputs 1 and 2 are selected. I'm going to be using the detect mode and I'm going to set my threshold. And make sure monitor is set to on. And once I trigger my sound source, I can start recording. Now hit start to capture the audio from your iOS device. And when you're done sampling, hit stop. So don't forget to like or subscribe. You've been listening to Todd M. That pretty much concludes this episode. If you have any questions, criticisms, or comments, please use the comment section below. If you don't know, now you know. As always, thanks for watching.